Colts get the victory. Colts get the victory. Anthony Richardson goes down. Gardner Minshew comes in. Zach Moss saying, not quite on Jonathan Taylor's return. Beating the Titans for the first time. That and so much more on this, the No Horsing Around podcast. Colts get the W, right? Like the Colts get the win, first time at home in 7 games, I believe. First time in 5 against the Titans. Man, really quickly, I want to say shout out to Jared Stillman if he watches this at all. How's that bozo clown show look now? 23-16, Colts get the victory against the Titans. Not really fluky. We'll go back to the first half. Anthony Richardson looked really good. He was throwing the ball well. Great throw down the field to Joshua Downs. The place was hyped. Jonathan Taylor comes out the tunnel. He was on a pitch count. He still looked good, but man, oh man, Zach Moss says, not yet, man. I can run the ball too. And Zach Moss comes out and all he does is 23 carries, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. To also go with 2 receptions for 30 yards. I mean, Zach Moss had an amazing game, and they say, hey, not so fast on that. Then you get kind of Anthony Richardson has a designed run, goes down hard on his throwing shoulder from Harold Landry, and not really able to even lift his arm, goes out. But that is why you pay the backup, people. That's why the Colts probably have the best backup in the entire NFL. Gardner Minshew comes in, goes 11 for 14, no touchdowns for about 155 yards. So comes in, plays really well. The defense played well. For all those ones who want to talk about Derrick Henry and how he runs roughshod over the Titans, which living in Tennessee, it's all I heard all week. 13 carries, 43 yards. In fact, as a team, they only rushed 22 times for 89 yards, not even 100 yards. And probably in the most crucial moment of the entire game, Mike Vrabel decides to go for it on 4th and 2 and gets stuffed, not knowing that the Colts would be able to run 7 minutes off the clock and leave him with 1 minute and no timeouts left, up by 7. Everybody breathe. Oh, my God. The only downside I see, Juju Brents played well. The biggest downside on the defense continues to be that secondary, though. DeAndre Hopkins, 8 receptions, 140 yards. He's the only person they have, and you continually let him get open. It's like flashback to the Houston Texans all over again. But outside of that, you held him pretty well in check. Ryan Tannehill, 264 yards and a pick at the end by Jumpman Julian Blackman. Amazing to seal that. Kind of felt really similar to those old days, right? When you pick it off and you just slide down, that's game, set, match. But overall, I think it shows what we continue to know with these Colts. These are not the same old Colts that are going to come out unprepared. They look very prepared for every game, except for the first half against the Rams last week. They're not going to roll over when they get punched in the mouth. They're going to fight back. They're going to fight hard. And that's what they did today. They never let off the gas in regards to knowing they needed points. Only thing that I continue to say is sometimes I wish Steichen would take the points. It would be a relief a little bit, like at the end of the first half. Super close. Kylan Granson right there to make that catch, just missed it, but you got no points out of that. And that ended up being really making the game very tight. If you kick the field goal, it's a 10-point game at the end of the game. It doesn't matter. That's my only critique, man. That's my only critique coming out of it. You get a big division win. Puff your chest out, Colts Nation. You just finally beat the Titans for the first time. And me living in Tennessee, I'm going to run my mouth this week a little bit more, and I'm going to walk a little bit taller, and so should you guys, because they look good. Now we wait. Obviously, we wait to see the extent of the Anthony Richardson injury. My cousin, who's a Bears fan, who's Justin Fields, texted me, is like, he's going to have to learn. They're going to have to take some of this out of his game. Like, it's not a fluky hit, but it's just the way he landed, and it's just we got to protect him. So obviously we wait to see, is it, did he stun it? Did he dislocate it? Did he tear something? God willing, it's just maybe he stunned it and it just went numb. Maybe it's just a stinger, but we'll wait to hear about that going into next week's game. But this week's game, Colts win 23-16, knock the Titans down to 0-1 in the division. You are now 2-1 in the division, Colts Nation. Be happy. Like I said, walk a little taller, puff the chest out a little bit more, especially if you're around some Titans fans this week. As always, you guys, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you're dinging the bell so you don't miss these instant reactions, the other videos that are coming to you throughout the week. Me and Zach, we're always trying to do those things for you guys. As always, huge shout out to our sponsor, WagerWire. You want to bet on the game, want to bet on any game, go check them out. They're an amazing app, an amazing company that we were very close with. Yeah, man, as always, I love you. I know Zach loves you. And I would say Zach Moss loves you very, very much too. I'm out.